What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Christian Kuntz Podcast, brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. There's never a fee unless we get money for you. We got Jesse and Trey in the house. We got Swing behind the boards, and we are joined by a very special guest, one of my all-time favorite professors. Let's give it up. 2 claps. Dr. Ron Dick.
Thank you so much, Christian. Great to be here today with you guys. We're going to have some fun. We're going to learn a couple things.
Yeah.
You all might get 3 college credits before this thing's over. Some of you probably needed to graduate.
We do. But before we get into anything, I got to tell one story, and I think you probably know what story I'm going to tell.
A few of them. Go ahead.
Well, we get into Dr. Dick's class, right? I think my sophomore year, sports marketing management class, and everyone kind of advises the athletes, like, take this class, because as you'll find out later on this podcast, that he's very well educated in the sports world. He's been with the 76ers. Yeah, I mean, I can gas you up, but he doesn't need it, obviously. Look at him. Look how good he looks. He came in a suit. He looks great, so I don't need to gas him up. Anyway, we get into the class, and the athletes, like, there's about 6, 7 of us. We got our hoods up. Trey, we're in the back. We're sitting there.
Head down.
And he goes, all right, where are all my athletes at? And he damn well knew who were the athletes.
Yeah.
And we all raised our hand in the back, and he goes, and he didn't mean this in any way like to downplay us. He was saying that we're at Duquesne for our education and that we had a very, very small % chance to go pro.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely said that.
You probably said it a little differently, actually. You probably said, you're here at Duquesne. You have 0% chance of going pro. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. I said the NFL stood for not for long league for you.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
And my worry was that you wouldn't get your college degree. Like that, I wanted to make sure everybody came out of here not concussed, able to walk, and have a 4-year college degree and have a wonderful experience playing your sport you love after you're 18 years old. I mean, how many of us take our jerseys off at 18 in high school as a loser, right? Unless you win the state title, you lost, right?
Right.
True.
And then get you guys that are on this, you guys were gifted enough to be able to play until you're 22, 23.
Well,
and then I'll get into you, like what I see.
We'll talk about that, but yeah, it was very humbling. Mm-hmm. But like the class sat there, and all the guys were like, we were going pro. Like we all thought we're going pro. We all thought that.
Yeah.
And it was very humbling, and that was my first experience of Dr. Dick's class, and I was like, I hate this guy. This guy I just came into this guy's class, and he just humbled everybody in there. And what I've learned is you were right. It's very hard to make it to the NFL.
Right.
It stands for not for long, and I think you'll appreciate this. I kind of we talk about it quite often. I say that it's harder to stay in the NFL than to get in the NFL.
That's true. All the 4 major sports, no question.
Yes. So speaking of the 4 major sports, you're heavily involved in basketball. You were basketball sales for the 76ers, and you've seen waves of gambling come through. You were in ticket sales, everything involved in sports before gambling. You were involved in sports now when gambling's become the biggest thing on the planet.
Sure.
What has that done to the game? How's the game changed? Do you see games being called differently in basketball because of this?
Okay, well, I want to answer the questions that you asked.
I'm just hammering you now.
What would you? Should I give you my elevator pitch so the listeners know like who I am? Like what? So I went to St. Joe's undergrad and masters. I played baseball at St. Joe's, but I worked with the Sixers and the Nets from 82 to 97. Director of group sales the last 9 years. Also did some scouting. The Nets for 1 year, they were the New Jersey Nets. Then I went and got involved in college athletics and became a full-time faculty member at a Division III school called Marion College, which is now Marion University. It's halfway between Green Bay and Milwaukee. Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. The second year I became the athletic director. I coached women's tennis, which is to say I bought a racket, right? You wear a lot of hats in Division III, and you better be drinking Miller. You drink Bud, they want to fight you. That's for Chicago and St. Louis.
Okay.
So then I went to the University of Houston in Conference USA. I did not play high school football. We didn't have it, or St. Joe's didn't have it, but we did in Conference USA. In the University of Houston at the time, before they joined the Big 12. 4 years at New Haven, 2 years at James Madison. They won the 1AA championship in 2004 with Mickey Matthews. And then I've been 20 years here at Duquesne University meeting young minds like yourself.
Wow.
So that's my background.
Sorry, I didn't even give you that. I just wanted to get right into
All right, let's go. All right,
the other
you want to talk
question.
about gambling?
I want to talk about the gambling that's going on in basketball and all these, obviously.
Okay, so we had a couple of situations really sad. One in baseball that's jumping out, and then a couple in basketball. We had a guy named Rozier who had played at Louisville. He was with Miami. So there's certain letters we never want to hear in our life. And one of them is called the FBI.
One of them, sure.
Called the CIA. And the other one is the IRS.
Okay.
So the FBI is very methodical.
Yeah.
They don't strike until they know they have all their I's dotted and all their T's crossed. They don't lose. They'll just wait their time. So what was happening, Rozier, the people that turned these athletes in, then we got the guys from the Cleveland Guardians. We'll talk about that. Baseball. That's probably just as amazing. So what they would do is he'd say, listen, bet the under. These prop bets, because prop bets usually only deal with one human being.
Yep.
Okay.
So Rozier, he said, listen, I'm going to get injured 7 minutes into the game. Bet the under on everything. Bet points, rebounds, assists, everything. I won't play after the 7-minute mark. So then the people that turned him in were the people that were losing the money, and that was FanDuel, because they saw millions of dollars moving toward this. Like you're not building these beautiful buildings with too many winners walking out of the door.
Yeah.
So they turned it over they mentioned it to the NBA, excuse me. They were petrified. They then turned it over to the FBI, and the FBI said, we'll monitor this. And then they got him dead to rights. They saw how he was telling people what to do with that. Chauncey Billups. This guy's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he won the championship in 2004 with the Pistons. Yeah, I think he has a statue at the University of Colorado.
Yeah,
he's a head coach for the Trailblazers. What do you make? Like $15 million a year? What he was doing is there was a dealer. He was a celebrity card guy to play cards with. So the dealer had special glasses on that he could see through the cards. All Chauncey had to do was play blackjack, play poker, do whatever. When they get over, one guy lost $1.7 million in one night. Yeah, and then he would go in a little side room before he left, and then they would hand out the cash to him. And then the Guardian guys, what they were doing is one of them used to pitch for the Pirates, Ortiz. He makes like $20 million over 4 years. He was saying the prop bet is your first pitch will always be under 95 miles an hour, either throw a curve or a changeup. So then he would do that. And then he would say, okay, listen, when the count is 0-2, no balls, 2 strikes, and you usually want the hitter to hit your pitch, right?
Yeah.
So you'll throw one away. You'll make sure it's a ball. Throw it in the dirt. We're going to bet on that's a ball. And that millions and millions of dollars were moving toward that. And then as a result, the casinos were like, we're getting ripped off. Somebody's in on this. Then he would go in a back room and get some money for like $54,000. You make $20 million over 4 years. Why are you messing with these people?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, you're better than that. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
How long do you think this has been going on in sports, though? Because obviously before FanDuel and DraftKings, there's your illegal bookmakers.
Sure.
And I know that
boxing was considered to be a pretty dirty business.
The worst one.
Yeah.
But the NCAA, was it Boston College? That started here in Pittsburgh, right?
Latanza, yeah. There's a whole documentary on that.
Yeah.
I've seen that documentary.
Well, I know. And then you can even go further back. The 1919 Black Sox, the White Sox were heavily favored.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a movie with some really big names in it. It came out, I think, in '88. And it was called 8 Men Out. And this is where the 4 planes before they were flying around, and they were on trains, which was very fertile for the bookies. Rothstein out of Boston, they said, make sure you hit the first batter. And then he went in to see, and then they knew the fix was in. Yeah, and of course, Shoeless Joe's the one in right field. He had a really nice career. He a really nice World Series, but the Reds won, so the fix was in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How are they catching for the most recent cases with Terry Rozier and Claus? With like, what are they doing? Are they texting? Is it meetings? Like, how is the FBI tracking this stuff? And are these guys like genuinely sending out text messages that they're going to do this stuff?
I don't know how they communicated. I don't know if they could be that stupid that they would actually leave a paper trail like that.
Right. Yeah.
and then they probably got paid in cash because cash is king and cash is invisible. You can't trace that as much.
Right.
But basically, it was the casinos seen oddly, like right before the game starts, because it leaks out, right? Other people hear about it, and they're like, I want a piece of that action.
Yeah. Right.
I heard a rumor that this guy's going to make sure it's a change-up on every first pitch.
Yeah.
And that's when they really monitor it. And they have him dead to rights. Like those two pitchers for Cleveland, they'll never play again.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And
All-Stars. Rozier, he'll never play again.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups, I think, considered beloved by many people. He's really hurt his image and his reputation because he was considered to be a great player.
Yeah.
Really tough, resilient guard out of Colorado. And now look, why are you dealing with these people?
It's unbelievable.
Like you can't do that to yourself.
Do you think that
It's not like he needs the money either.
Yeah.
It's our poor people.
No.
Like,
No, yeah, it's unbelievable. Chauncey was a tough one to hear. I mean, that's a legend. Do you think that this is happening way more than people really understand? And why I ask that is because you can, in this room here, right, if we were all like, all right, maybe we're not going to put millions into it, but you're going to go out and you're going to throw the first pitches ball every game, know, but we're going to put maybe tens of thousands or 100,000 because I know people do bet on those very prop bets. Niche bets, exactly. Niche prop bets. So you think it's happening a lot more than between their buddies?
I think it is, but I think that it's
wild.
Scared.
Yeah.
I think it really, this latest thing really got a lot of people's attention.
Yeah.
Like, we used to joke, like, why would LeBron James do something like this? Like, he makes basically $500,000 a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether he plays or not.
Right.
He makes over $40 million. There's 81 home games, 81 regular season games. Like, how much would a gambler have to pay him to do this? Well,
right.
Obviously, some guys don't see it that way. They look at it as like a zero-sum game.
Uh-huh.
Like, having money, like it's never enough. There's never a number that if I get to Chauncey Billups, I just looked him up. He's worth like $100 million.
That's
Easily.
crazy.
Like, because he made big money. Like, he wasn't one of the guys that played in the 70s and the 80s that were playing for peanuts.
Yeah.
Like, he made a lot, millions of dollars. Like, why would you get involved with something like on Skid Row with this stuff?
Right.
Wow.
That's
the wrong investment.
Yeah, that's it's a crazy topic, and I ask you that because, it hasn't been around. FanDuel, DraftKings, this stuff is just becoming legal, and now it's everywhere, and they're promoting it. Obviously, they don't want the players to gamble on anything, but then they promote it, and that's like our biggest sponsors, and I just don't understand that.
Well, and I want to talk about that too. Like, I have friends that ask me, like, what do you think of this game? What do you think of that game? And I have other friends that are more knowledgeable than I am about it, and I'm like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I think you shouldn't bet because even like a silly, like just $25, $50 bet, I can't stand losing. I get really mad that we all think we know something we really don't know. And even for your listeners that maybe they played in high school, like if you think back even to high school, it's like if somebody said, hey, you're going to win this game today, your team is 21-5 and this team is, 12-10. Do you think you win?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to win by more than 9? Well, we might not. Like, I don't know. I don't think we're going to win. I don't know if we're going to win by more than 9. They're kind of laying for us.
Yeah.
And you win the game by 7. You don't even think about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, it's like you can't really control for that. But like, how about like ESPN, the clicker and everything? Like everything's what the gambling lines are. Like, I'll send out a text like, "Hey, tonight's game we're favored by." I'm only saying that because I was wondering if we were going to win or lose, like what people are thinking about.
Amazing, nothing.
But it's not the betting. Look, Gamblers Anonymous phone calls. They're up 7 times in West Virginia.
Wow.
7 times, people are calling and say, "I think I have a gambling problem."
Yeah, I believe it.
Virginia it's 6, and in Pennsylvania it's 5. I mean, this is tearing families apart.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's always the males.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying you go to the casino, you go over to Rivers Casino, you'll see the woman sometime between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. on a Thursday, and you're like, dude, what you're betting your Social Security check? Like, what are we doing?
Right.
And like, you shouldn't be doing that.
No.
You don't play the lottery if you have a few dollars, right? I mean, that's desperation. It would be able to throw it into a Vanguard mutual fund. You'd be better off, right?
Yeah.
So it just seems like we always knew that Vegas could support professional sports, but we were always skittish about it. The only place back in the day you could make a bet was Vegas, and you're not supposed to cross lines, state lines. Now you can run down Pittsburgh, you can
Anywhere.
I remember when it broke in Atlantic City. They started having sports books in Atlantic City.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that happened, I think, around 2010 or so. So all of a sudden, that's happened a while ago. And a lot of things were offshore accounts, where people were doing betting offshore.
Yeah.
But now you can easily make a bet, and it's all legal, right? And Uncle Sam, he wants his piece of that too.
Right.
Of course.
So, you have to have certain integrity. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about sports, right? It turned into WrestleMania, and I don't get slapped by one of those guys either. But I'm saying, like, we know who's going to win prior to coming in, right?
Of course.
If it gets like that, like, that's the beauty of sports.
Right.
Doesn't matter your religion, your age, your race. We all have an equal chance
Right.
to try to win the game, and that's the pureness of it.
Yeah. Any given Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
It's real.
You're right. Well, that's it's crazy. The gambling space. I wanted to get your opinion on that because we talk about, we're always amazed that when you click on the TV, the bottom clicker is like brought to you by FanDuel.
Yeah.
If you have a problem, 1-800. This.
Well, the 4 major sports teams are all making millions off it. It's an
Yeah,
actual
the deals are huge.
sponsor. They sponsor a lot of their stuff. They
Yeah.
pay them, so they don't want to lose that sponsorship.
Yeah.
At that same time, they don't want the integrity of their game to get ruined either. So it's
Crazy.
Yeah.
It is
The
crazy.
one dude for the Senators last year got suspended for gambling, and their helmet sponsor is FanDuel.
Really.
That is wild.
Crazy.
That's so crazy.
Uh-huh.
Because you think of like how many people are involved. So you have a player, and they're connected to hundreds to thousands of people, right? That their families, friends,
right.
and all it takes is for your boy to be like, "Hey, like I'm going to put $50,000 that this bet that wouldn't look super obvious that we're going to put this money on you doing X or whatever the case is. You're supposed to score 20, you're going to score 19. Like it has to happen way more.
Yeah.
Like I believe it does.
So if they get like the one I worry about is like college basketball.
Yeah,
Guys, they're not going to probably make it in the NBA.
Yeah,
they're
that's
starters. They're starters.
Yeah.
And then you get the little nerdy kid that may be on their floor,
Right.
and he's like, "Hey man, did you hear about this?
Mm.
Like I talked to this guy, and what do you think?" And that's how the Boston College thing happened.
Yeah.
And they only got caught because of Lufthansa. It was the mafia with Lufthansa. If you go and they're like, "What are all these phone calls to Boston College basketball?" And then, of course, if the 1919 Sox again, they got the backup pitcher, right? They got Wilcox, the starter.
Yeah.
Then they got the other guys. You got him, and they only got him because Charlie Kaminsky Park, would not pay the $10,000 bonus. If he win 30 games, he got $10,000. Well, they shut him down. Remember, that's just like the American League played the National League.
Yep.
So they shut him down. He didn't know enough to say, "Look, am I still going to get my bonus?" $10,000 in 1919 was a ton of money, right?
Yes.
So he went in after the season was over and they got ready for the playoffs, the star pitcher.
Yeah.
And he said, "Charlie, I'd like to get my $10,000. I had 29 wins. Like you shut me down to get ready for the playoffs." That's when the American League played the National League, and that was it. Like nothing but the winners of the pennant. And he's like, "Well, how many wins does he have?" He turns to the accountant. He's got 29. He said, 29 is not 30. You don't get your 10,000. So then the bookies saw an opportunity to jump on that.
Oh,
And they're like, "Dude, we'll get you the 10,000.
Mm.
You just make sure you hit the first batter, and they hit the ball over the fence on you." So he was just putting
Meatballs.
the ball on the tee, and the Reds, they're good enough to hit them out of the park. Yeah, you got to watch that movie. They speak really, really fast, and it's 2 hours. It was a tight budget, but like Charlie Sheen's in it.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Oh yeah, a whole bunch of guys are in it.
I love it. All right. I want to move on from the gambling because I know you're very educated in the NIL space, and we often talk about the NIL space because as I was texting you about, would you think I would have got paid in college?
Okay, so here's what I remember about you. You had a really good junior year at Chartiers Valley in football. You played well.
I did.
He was on the map to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Your ACL.
That was my junior year, sophomore year of college ACL. I broke my back.
Okay, your
in
back.
college. Yeah,
Your
my
back
back.
happened,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay. So then you're off the radar.
Yeah.
You walk on with Coach Schmidt, right? And you dominate, right? At that level, 1AA at the time we called it, 4-year All-American. They give you a scholarship. You go play pickup basketball, and your spleen. What?
No, then that was the ACL.
That was the ACL.
Yeah. Pick up.
And your spleen's okay?
Spleen's good.
Okay. So you wore number 43, probably for Palomalo.
I did. Favorite part.
Okay, I would guess. And you don't get drafted.
Hell no. I thought I was.
So wait, so what I think the story is, and he, I mean, seriously, he's kind of like the Rocky Balboa for the NFL. You know what I mean? Like
From Pittsburgh.
came out of nowhere, right?
Uh-huh.
I remember
Rudy.
watching you running around in the back with Coach Schmidt. Like you did all these things. You had a cup of coffee with the Jaguars taxi squad team for something, right? You had a cup of coffee with the Steelers. You even were on the Patriots for 20 seconds, right?
30.
30 seconds with Belichick. Did you meet Belichick?
I did. I shook his hand. I got kind
He's
of
saying, you're not. All right. So did you play in the European World League? Was that still going?
the XFL.
You played in the XFL.
Mhm.
Oh my God. I mean, and then you play in Canada at all?
I did not play in Canada. If it was a thought.
Okay, so you never gave up your dream. I mean, you were persistent, right? You got knocked down like Rocky Balboa. Apollo Creed's manager didn't want him to touch him in the second time.
Yeah.
He's like, you hit that man with everything, and you just kept coming, right?
Mhm.
Remember all that?
Of course.
So I mean, that's a resiliency story. You don't get it until you're 27.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wish everybody had that kind of resiliency today. You know, you
Yeah.
didn't give up the dream. You kept
Thank you.
running and lifting and getting bigger, and all right.
Snapping.
So hey, you're in the league, man. I mean, this pension's going to be fat with pH, right?
Yeah.
That pension is not
The
bad.
PH.
Hey.
It's real.
All
You know,
right, so that's what I remember.
well, I appreciate that. So I guess that leads me into how much money do you think I would have got in NIL if I would have transferred from
Well,
Duquesne?
there's two names I never bring up with the football players. It's Christian Kuntz and Lee
Lee
Bond.
Bond.
Please don't say Lee Bond. They all thought they were Lee Bond, right?
I thought
Lee
I
Bond
was.
played 10 years in the league. He was with Ellis. He was with Ellis Island, Revis Island.
Okay.
He got a ring with the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots
He also
played
played for the Browns,
Yep.
right? Well, he
Cornerback.
ran like a 4.29 40. Like he shouldn't have been in a Duquesne. It was a freak of nature that he was there.
Right.
He got bigger and faster.
Yeah. He had no business being at Duquesne, and I think someone told me that he had like 9 picks.
It's crazy.
He had like 9 picks his senior year, and 7 of them went back to the house. He took 7 of them back for
That's
touchdowns, or
actually
8 of them
wild.
back for touchdowns. So he was a freak.
But you know, you look like you didn't belong there either. I mean, at the end, I mean,
towards
you were
the
just
end.
going like foul line to sideline to sideline, just tackling everything that moved. You'd beat up the punters. Remember the time you beat the punter up and the guy threw a flag on you?
Yeah.
Did that guy date your girlfriend in high
No,
school?
that
or
was
something?
Kennesaw.
Why did you beat that guy up?
That was Kennesaw State. He was talking. Some,
Oh, he was talking. Okay, well, you got it. Okay.
was
So I
talking.
remember that. That'd be crazy things. All right, so here's what's going on. Two of
NIL.
our, I don't want to get too personal with the Duquesne guys, but 2 guys that I taught in the fall now have left, and one went to Miami, Ohio, and one went to Wyoming.
Good for them.
And
Awesome.
your GA year, right? Your 5th year. One of them's from Bucks County in Philadelphia, so I always have an affinity for the
Yeah.
Philly kids.
Of course you do.
So they're getting paid fairly well, money that's eyebrow raising. It all started July 1st of 2001. Was the first time you could make money above and beyond the room and board, and like a level like Pitt, they give you some spending money,
Yeah,
right?
right.
What do we call that? It's
It was like a
like if you were a work study student, like just some
it's just like a little spending money, nothing
Yeah.
crazy, a
Yeah,
little
nothing crazy.
stipend
like
or
20,
something
like
like that. Yeah.
$2,900 a month or something.
Yeah.
So you can go out with your girlfriend and go to a movie.
Yeah.
Great. So that was all fine. Don Staley said, I'm not losing any of my players. I'm getting every one of them an agent. I know a lot of agents. You know Don Staley, very
Mhm.
successful. And the 2 growth areas for jobs, sports agents, Jerry Maguire,
Yeah.
Show Me the Money.
Oh yeah.
Show me the money.
Can you believe that movie's 30 years old now?
That's
That's
crazy.
incredible.
And then, that was a great movie.
Great man.
And then the other area is scouting, not coaching, scouting. So you say, well, how did they find out about our 2 guys at Duquesne? All they did was they looked at who made, like I'm living in a world, I'm thinking, oh, they're breaking down every single game. No, they're not. No, who makes all first team NEC?
And that's it.
Okay, no, then they start looking at tape. Then they start researching, like, what kind of guy is he? Like, what's he posting on Facebook
Right.
or any
Yeah.
social media?
Mhm.
You know, let's call the girlfriend from high school. You know, like, I mean, they do a deep, like they do for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
They do a deep dive before they give you these monies. The problem is there's no real contract. You saw what happened with the kid from California.
Mhm.
He went and he was in the seats ready to play. He was in the seat in January to go play for Clemson.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right? With Sweeney, Dabo Sweeney.
And
He then got a call and he went to Mississippi. He was his parents dropped him off. He was enrolled. He was taking courses. They already made him a payment.
yeah,
And it was Mississippi said, we'll double it. Yeah, he's a linebacker. And it's like,
Getting
what
out
are
of
we
hand.
doing? Like, That's like tampering on steroids.
Right.
And Dabo Sweeney had a big press conference where he exposed Mississippi for doing it. But there's no mechanisms in place. There's no like uniform contract.
Right.
Like, if you're under contract with a team as a player or coach, you can't just go off to another team. Well, in college you can. You can leave anytime you want.
So how do you think this is going to go in the next 3 to 5 years? 'Cause I'm not going to say like 10 because it's going so fast. Everything changes every year.
Yeah, it's a fluid situation. I'd hate to see the courts get involved, but it seems like nobody else seems to know how to figure it out.
Right.
Right? So somebody's got to come up with a contract. Like, even at Duquesne, we had a young guy here, Primo Spears. We were the first of 4 schools he went to.
He transferred.
He transferred to Georgetown after us, then down to Florida State, and then he finished up with the University of Texas at San Antonio, the Roadrunners. Well, my question is, does anybody graduate
Right.
from? Do you graduate from these schools?
Yeah.
And sadly, a lot of the parents aren't talking about. They used to talk about, well, what's your graduation rate, coach? No one's asking that anymore. It's how much you're going to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
That's like the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
And I'm all for them getting paid. I'm all for getting the money when it's there. You mentioned your Steeler guys that played at Ohio State. They got paid big money.
Yeah.
I mean, the Big Ten network historically is gold.
Right.
The 2 major conferences, we talk about the group of 5, the Power 5.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to scratch for the moment the Pac-12 out of that. Because the only 2 that are surviving were Washington State and Pullman. By the way, did you know the Dukes are going there next year?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're also going to
Good for them. I feel like
they're going somewhere else too. I'll
they're playing Air Force.
Air Force. They're playing at Air Force too in Palo.
That's crazy.
We've been to Hawaii even.
Yeah, good for the program.
We get money. You know what we do with that money? We hold it for 20 seconds, and then we pay it. We pay the basketball teams that come in November, December, $70,000 roughly a year in payout games. And I asked
Don't give me
the football guys. I said, "Hey, did the basketball players say at least thank you?" Right? Yeah.
Seriously, they should be. They should
That's
be,
where the money goes.
because we get our
That's
asses kicked in those games.
And hurt. Sometimes hurt.
Yes, and our best players get hurt because at Duquesne we only had so many scholarships.
Our quarterback got hurt at TCU. He was out for the season.
In on tap.
But we got $700,000.
And went straight to the basketball team.
Yeah, but then you ask the players, do you want to go play TCU? Like, oh yeah, I want to play. Look, I hope everybody lives. I mean, you know what happened? You know what happens when 240 hits 340 for 60 minutes? 240 goes backwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it hurts.
Right?
I mean,
It does hurt.
we played Pitt this year. We had a little rivalry. We played Pitt.
Funny you bring that up. It's funny you bring. I think this is our moment.
All right, is this
All right,
a
this
moment?
is our moment. Like, I come here as your guest, and I bring guests.
I love it. I love it.
This one, never been worn, but it's something that we're very proud of. 1977 was the last year we were in the tournament. I was at the bookstore.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I do need one. Yeah,
That is sick.
But this, you're kind of a big guy. I don't know if this is going to fit you, but this is the last one I had.
thank you. All right.
Hanging the
This
rafters.
this one's even this. If I knew you were going to be, I would have bought you one.
I'm hoping this is good.
Yeah, I think you'll like this one. I don't know if you're going to like it. This one will fit you. This is a double.
Does this show the score?
This is no, it
Okay,
doesn't.
Good.
Dude, I would have got you one too. If I
Oh yeah, need that.
This is double X.
He has to wear that the next episode. He has to wear that. You got to wear that.
I'm not wearing that.
You got to wear that next episode.
Come on, it was a great moment for the city.
You got to wear
They
that.
won't play us in basketball.
Wear it. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Whatever.
That's
Really? Why won't they play us in hoops? Let's talk about that a little bit. Because
Do you see it? You see it?
Is bad,
You see it. We all see it. Why are you questioning? We know what it is.
bro. Pitt was
They're bad right now. Like, hey, I'm not playing Duquesne. All my recruits are gone at that point.
It's like when we play Robert Morris. If we lose, it's like the world stops.
Yeah,
The Robert Morris and Tiddlywinks, people get upset. if gets beat by Duquesne, it's like that's a fireable offense.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. It's an absolute.
But listen, Robert Morris and Andy Toole have a hell of a program.
Oh, for sure.
He is
For sure.
unbelievable, and
In
the
the
fact that-
horizon.
the fact that he stuck around at Robert Morris is crazy to me. He must really love the area where his kids are in school. You probably know more about this than me. Like,
Kids are great.
that dude's a great coach.
Here's what I know, and I don't want to give any secrets away, but you asked, okay? There is a problem in higher education right now. And I believe there's 3 schools in Western PA that are safe from extinction.
Okay.
All right. Carnegie Mellon,
Obviously.
Yeah.
International.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
one of the components that's really hurting Nil is that the schools don't have that many students
Right.
that we used to have. Now, there's fundamental reasons why this is happening to everybody. First of all, and I'm not going to get political, but we're having problems getting international students into the country for obvious reasons, right?
Right.
International students for higher education are down 17%.
Mm.
Okay. Males are not identifying the importance to go to college the way they have before. Duquesne is 65% female. Damn. 35% male. Yeah. Damn. I went to the wrong school. It was like 80% guys back at St. Joe's. Back
You met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Trey wants to go back to school. He was trying to go to Duquesne.
65% is crazy.
now the guys are picking the trades a little bit. They're picking, not to say that women can't do it too. I have 2 daughters and a son. So
Yeah.
I am woman, hear me roar. Number's too big to ignore. Okay, that's Helen Reddy. And the problem is that the women don't identify the importance of being a carpenter, a plumber, an electrician.
Right.
Those primarily men that have those jobs are just like referees for all sports are over 50.
Yeah.
50% are over 50. So they're either going to retire or die. Sometimes that's the same day, right? And there is a shortage, and there is a shortage of people that want to be refs and that want to have those jobs. Okay, so you don't even have to be a good electrician. I mean, it's OJT, on-job training. Eventually, you'll figure this thing out. Just get the paper, right? Get the certificate.
Yeah.
So you've got that picking as a field, and then the number one reason is birth rates back in 06, 07, 08. We have to look back at the stock market. The stock market was 14,600. It dropped to 6,500. Now, if you weren't chicken and you just hung in there, right? Which at that point I was like 46. So I'm like, you know what? Okay. I mean, it was so bad. I don't care who you were. Vanguard, TIA, Phallic. You put the money in, it went straight down. You're like, what am I, stupid? Like, where is the bottom? They said, don't look at your quarterly reports. Just don't look at them because you're going to want to pull it out. Some people did pull it out, sadly, and they missed the greatest growth in the history of the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. Right? NASDAQ is mostly tech stocks because now it's like at 50,000.
Yeah.
Right? Well, what happened was, as you and I are finding out, children are really expensive. All right? I mean, they're killers. So people stopped having children at an alarming rate right around 06, 07, 08. Well, that's where we get our customers from. We get them out of high school.
Yeah.
Right? When they turn 18, they start looking at colleges.
Yeah.
So you're going to see some colleges close, even within the Atlantic 10. Like LaSalle is really at risk. They're in a bad neighborhood in Philadelphia. And the other one, believe it or not, it's hard to believe, a Jesuit school, St. Louis, which has a med school and a law school. St. Louis is in trouble. They're not in a good neighborhood of St. Louis.
You think they're in trouble? They're ranked 22nd in the country right now.
No, not for sports, but for enrollment.
Enrollment.
So you say name, image, likeness. Where does this money come from?
Yeah.
Well, if you're somebody lucky like Indiana, right? Indiana has Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban graduated Mount Lebanon in 1976. He graduated in 80 from Indiana, known for basketball. He's like, Coach, I'm on board. How many million do you need? If you're Arkansas with Calipari, he graduated Moon High School in 1978, and then he tried UNC Wilmington. That didn't work out. Put his tail between his legs and came home, and he finished up at Clarion. He's like, I'll take $8 million a year at Arkansas. Jerry Jones, the Jerrys were there, right? Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson, right?
How much you need?
That's how much you need. How many million do you need? And the magic number annually is 20.5 million. So a school like West Virginia, they're trying to scrape their pennies together every single year so they can stay eligible in the Big 12. And 70% of that will go to football. 25% of that, the rule of thumb, will go to men's basketball, and 5% will go to women's basketball.
Wow.
So where are all these other schools going? Like they can't hold. Like obviously Pitt doesn't have the funding to go play against Miami in the ACC. That same conference. What happens to these schools? Like this is just going to get to a level where
it's not going anywhere. Pitt's going to be okay.
Pitt's going to be okay, but they don't have the funding.
Mellon and Duquesne will be fine. I hope Slippery Rock's fine. My wife's tenured faculty member there, but some of these other schools, like you're going to be a little shocked by 2031. This cliff is coming. This cliff is real. are drying up of numbers coming out of high school.
Wow.
And all these Western PA schools, they do well in Western PA. Only Carnegie Mellon does a lot internationally.
Right.
So, I hope it doesn't happen. Like, I have a lot of good friends at Point Park, right?
Oh.
I mean, with Bob Durda, we have a whole Doreen Saletti, got a whole bunch of them. And, I don't want to see them, get hurt. But, I mean, it's concerning. Like, LaRoche is small. Carlo is small. I mean, when is Pitt going to buy Carlo? Let's come up with a number we can all agree with. I'll buy Carlo. How many million did you?
Seriously.
Right? I mean, it's right next to it. Like,
Yeah.
And just put them out of their misery. Right?
You think?
I mean, just come up with something we could all live with.
Do you think like it's gonna get worse due to the fact that like people are able to make money now off of just watching YouTube or just doing the simple stuff to be able to get their money nowadays? Because you're seeing a lot of people who are just like focused on being young entrepreneurs at a very young age. So like I don't see a lot of kids going to school because they don't necessarily have to. It's all on YouTube or it's all on TikTok or it's
I hope they got a job description.
right.
4-year college degree required, master's preferred. Okay. If it ever gets to the point where a 4-year college degree,
Scared.
I'll be here every day with you guys knocking on the door saying, hey, can I come in there and just talk for a little bit? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, if it ever gets to the point where the college degree is not acknowledged,
Right.
then we're all in trouble, right? But I still believe the college degree has value. When you meet somebody, can you tell the difference whether they went to college or not?
No.
You can't?
No.
I think it depends.
Yeah,
Listen, I have
can.
multiple friends that I went to Duquesne with that didn't finish. There's no difference.
Yeah.
You don't do a lot for the alma mater. I mean, it's
Listen, no, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Well, no, you can say anything you want. It's your show. It's your world, Squirrel. I'm just living it.
You're right.
Okay,
But
I'm a visitor, but I don't know. There's just something.
Yeah, I think on average.
It shows that you could finish something.
Yeah.
You started something, you
You
finished.
finished it. Yeah.
The words you choose, the way you dress, hat on backwards in the back of the class. Like some things never change. You know what I mean? It's
I finished with an A in your class.
you were an A student.
I was an A student.
Good job, Christian.
No,
Did you get your degree?
I'll bet your GPA was close to a 3.0.
over a 3.0.
Over 3.
3.2 cumulative.
Good job, brother.
Over the
That's
years. I kept
good.
it above a 3.0.
They're usually talking to a female student athlete and a male student athlete. You say to a male student athlete, how you doing? Coach, I'm doing really well. Really? What's your GPA? 2.0. Hey, I'm eligible. You talk to a female student, I'm doing really well. What's your GPA? 3.0. Right, 3.0. Not a 2.0, a 3.0.
Yeah.
Like there's a maturity thing I see in college, and I don't like to say this, but between the males and the females.
Oh, for sure.
Don't you think?
Oh yes.
The guys are a little bit behind.
Well,
And I'm sure I was too. I'm not saying we were ahead.
it's also just not glorified anymore. Now it's almost like the get out of the matrix is the big thing everybody talks about. Like to get away from doing the schooling. And I think that there's a back and forth to both sides. Like, do I think school is like the holy Bible of how to live? Yeah. But do I think that it gives you a bit of an advantage?
Well,
I
think so. It shows you can start and finish something.
Yeah.
And it's easy to be graduate 22 going, oh, I'm ready to be on my own now. Well, you at 18, when you're living in the towers, right? Like you think, oh my God, I'm all grown up now. I don't live with my parents anymore, right? And meanwhile, you got, a hallmate and we stick 3 of them in a phone booth, right? And they're just so happy they're not at home anymore. But for 16 weeks in the fall, 16 weeks in the spring. It's a nice segue into adulthood.
Yes. 100%. I agree with that.
I think college does that for many of them.
Do you think that there's potential, like, even with earlier schooling in elementary and high school, do you think that with the advancements in technology and where the world's going, that some of these courses should be kind of redirected? Like we always hear about, like you never learn about taxes in school, right? Like, do you think some more practical things with this newer generation? Because this is a different world compared to 40 years.
It really is. And they were all raised with the phone.
Yeah,
It was
so
born,
different.
It seems like, and they're having, like what we're doing here, just talking to each other. Like they really struggle with that.
Yeah.
Like young people, 18,
Immensely.
23, struggle with that, and it affects their dating.
Mm-hmm.
It affects their friendship. And many people, and it's not just Duquesne, it's a lot of universities. It's like they're confused who they are. And I'm like, I can tell you who you are. You're a composite of your 3 to 5 closest friends, because whoever is in your immediate nucleus, it affects your activities.
Mm-hmm.
It affects your thoughts, which then affects the outcome, right? Like if you're hanging out with the person that wants to know where the keg party is, you'll find the keg party.
Yeah.
If you want to find somebody who's thirsting for knowledge, want to get ahead, got an Excel sheet on trying to get a job, and they have 500 cover letter, resume reference, and then you talk, hey, I'm doing the same thing. Here's what I found out about this company.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're the ones getting jobs.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like, so you got to be careful who's in your circle,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like,
So speaking of that, who's in your circle? How have you seen kids change in the last, however long you've been teaching now? How have you seen kids change and their mindsets change, whether that be, how you show up to class, backwards hat, how you sit in class, how you approach yourself, how you present in front of people? How have you seen that change?
They seem very sullen. They seem
Like, I don't care?
sad. There's a lot of sadness, and there's a lot of
Depression.
Not everybody. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to misrepresent it, but I wish students, and again, it's not Duquesne students. It's everywhere. Every professor's talking about this.
Yeah.
They get knocked down, they just stay down. You get knocked down, you got to get back up. Like you can't. You got to be resilient. Like you only graduated 10 years ago. Like you and Carla, like that whole group. That's a different group than we have now. And, COVID has something to do with this.
For sure, yeah.
COVID had a lot to
Quickly.
do. But I worry about young people, young males in particular, are kind of lost.
I feel it's because we don't bump our heads as much as we used to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I fell out of a tree I don't know how many times as a kid. You know what I mean? And had to learn to like, hey, I can't fall out of a tree over here because my mom knows I'm supposed to be over there. So I got to get over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Well, it's the turtle. You've heard of the turtle syndrome? Like a female turtle. And turtles live longer than humans. They look at the ocean. They wait until twilight at night. And she buries her eggs, several eggs, a certain distance from the tide.
Okay.
She knows how. So the night comes and goes, the egg cracks, and those turtles start digging for that water. Now, in the natural progression of life, there are seagulls.
Not everybody makes
And
it.
seagulls, if they don't pluck off a couple turtles, they're gonna die too, right? And you look at that turtle struggling to get to that water, get to that ocean. If it gets to the ocean, it'll swim out to live over 100 years, right? You're tempted to pick that turtle up, take it to the water. But you know what happened if you do that? It drowns. Because when it was struggling, it was building strength to be able to swim.
I like that.
That's a bar.
I think we're coming out, and we are all very sensitive to criticism about our parenting.
For sure.
Right? I think we're coming out of a period of some pretty bad parenting.
Yeah.
I think, and it's all in the right place. I mean, the heart is in the right place.
Just doing the best you can.
Like, I'm going to do this downfield blocking for you, to use a football term. Oh, that teacher gave you an A- in recess? Holy frost. You know what? I'm going to get on top of that. I'll talk to them for you. Hey, the coach isn't playing you? That coach doesn't know thing one about basketball or football. I'll
Man.
And it's like, no, I certainly can't. I can only prepare my children for their path in life.
Come on.
Yeah.
I cannot control and prepare their path for them
The outcomes.
or the outcome of it.
Yep.
I think parents, you know who they're like? They're like the football quarterback. When the team wins, it's like they probably get a little too much credit. And when the team loses, they get a little too much blame.
Right.
And how in vogue is it to trash our parents today?
Right.
Oh, dad didn't do that. Mom didn't do that. I tell the students, I'll bet you your parents are a little bit better than you thought they were. And I'll be stunned what you think about your parents at 20 and then how you feel about your parents at 30. They're going to change. And the truth is they didn't change. Your perception of them changed because you matured.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. So what would be what are your thoughts on, maybe there are some younger people listening to this. Like, what do you think the trajectory is? Like, is there a pendulum effect to this? Does this start to, do we start to adapt where it's like, all right, now we have this technology, the older school parents, like we're starting to get on the same playing field where, because now parents grew up with the phone in their hands. So that's the thing. So we now know, okay, hey, those things you got to watch. Because just a couple, years ago, it's like, oh no, just give them the iPhone. It's it's right here. So where do you think we're going? And then also, what do you think are some tactical advice for
Well,
kids
I
that
think-
want to break that mold?
I think we got to talk about AI.
Yeah.
Like AI,
That's a whole other
like
thing,
we're
too.
trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah.
You know, just for the record, a Chat GPT 5.0, it's undetectable.
Yeah.
Nobody can detect whether you wrote it or the machine wrote it.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
can't. And then again, I want to be politically correct for a lot of reasons, but
Yeah.
Chat GPT, you know what AI is? AI is your really eager intern.
Yes.
And that's what I tell the students. Oh, you mean to sharpen pencils? I could do that. You want me to make coffee? I could get that and bring it in. Do you want sugar with that? I could do all these things for you, but the truth is it can't. For example, they did a Barbie. They said, I want to have a Barbie for all 196 countries. So like make up a Barbie, a Barbie doll.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Germans. Swastika.
Huh.
SS.
Huh.
Yeah. Sudan in Africa, they gave Barbie a rifle. Okay, so that just shows you
Yeah.
all it does, it pulls.
It doesn't
Information.
It
understand.
pulls from
Yeah.
everywhere. It cannot clarify.
Yeah.
Right? So you use it as an eager intern, but understand it'll say it can do things it cannot do.
Yeah.
Like an eager intern,
Yeah.
just to be pleasing.
Yeah.
So that's where AI is. But hey, they said back in like 1920, oh my God, farming is done.
Mm-hmm.
We have tractors now. This will put farmers out of business.
Right.
No, it didn't. It just made them better farmers.
Yeah.
And then I remember, nobody here in the room can remember this, but 1979, 1980, junior, senior high school, the TI 120 came out. Out of Houston, Texas, a calculator.
Yeah.
There were high school teachers that said that's cheating.
Yeah.
Now, how stupid and silly does that seem?
Right.
No, yeah, I'm calculating for everything.
No, they want you to carry the one, row over, right? There's this new math. I don't know, that calculator is a cheater. Yeah, I mean, it's like, no, it's not. if it makes me better at me doing my job. I'll tell you one thing, at our career day, we just had like 80 companies there. And many of them were in the school business. They all said the same thing. You better be putting out kids that know how to deal with AI.
Yeah.
And
Prompt
use
writers.
ChatGPT.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that will put them ahead of the pack.
Yeah.
And that's our alumni telling us that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm a firm believer in it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to change how you teach everything, right?
Oh, yeah,
Because,
for sure.
what's the point of teaching multiplication? Like, we used to get told you're never going to have a calculator in your pocket every day,
Cursive.
and we, like, yeah. Like,
They told you that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember them being like, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket every day.
I remember that as
No,
well.
you're going to have it on your phone.
I remember
now
that
I
as
have
well.
one every
You know
day.
what put Kodak out of business? Kodak said no one's ever going to use their phone to take pictures.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's going to want to have a camera.
Yeah.
They died. Kodak's dead.
Yeah.
And they had the other one with Amazon. They went to Borders Bookstore and they said, hey, we want to handle all of your mailing of books.
Yeah, and look what they turned
Right.
into.
And Borders Bookstore said, that'll never work. Everybody wants to come in, get a cup of coffee, and stroll and read the books.
Yeah.
And now look at Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, that's the future is, AI, it's essentially, it's going to take away a lot of jobs, but it's not going to take away everything. What it's going to shift into, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to be prompt engineers, how you talk to AI. So we could all sit here and ask AI a question. We're all probably going to ask it relatively different. So the skill set is going to be mastering that communication to those computers. But what I find really interesting as well, too, is one of the problems that they came across with like ChatGPT and whatnot is it's very affirming. So when you go pitching an idea, it's like, oh, that's a wonderful idea,
Work, yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So now there are things where you have to go in and be like, hey, I don't want you to tell me everything I say is correct. I want you to analyze this in a very critical manner. So now you're switching almost like the knowledge in the way that thing's going to communicate back with
brain.
you. And
Right.
if you're not doing that, like if me and Trey are going in and I told it to tell me I'm wrong and he didn't do that, we're going to have two different results.
For sure.
So, I mean, where does that go in the future? Does it become everybody's just a prompt writer and then we live in this beautiful world where we get to do arts and be with our family and, you just have a select few
Right.
people that are just maintaining the technology.
Right. Well, I mean, you saw one of the oldest newspapers in the country is closing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Here in Pittsburgh. Like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, here's the day. Nobody would thought that. The one thing I've noticed, we have to be able to recreate ourselves.
Yes.
You know, you've got to stay nimble.
Fast.
How many times have I said you got to be open-minded to relocating?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you got to go where the job is.
Yeah.
And, I don't think any of that's going to change.
Yeah.
But we're all going to be okay. Like it's not the end of the world. Just like
Right.
the farmer was okay.
Yeah. We're going to know that.
Just like we're okay with the calculator.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think it's going to make
it's not gloom and doom.
No, it's not. And I think it's going to make people who are creative, right? It's going to give you a more way to stay structured in your creativity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
You
at
have
the
the
same-
freedom to do that.
Exactly. Like it's just going to give, in my opinion, like it's like having a partner or a group member who's able to activate your brain from
Yeah.
another standpoint. But
Yeah.
now if you
Trey's
abuse
right.
it,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
If you abuse it, you become
I mean, I love that co-pilot thing.
a co-pilot's nice.
Like,
yeah.
you know, you write something. Like I wanted to write an email response, and then you just talk into it and you go, listen, I want it to be sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
right? I want it to be accurate
Mhm.
and all these different things. And then I saw what it wrote, and it was a heck of a lot better than what I wrote,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's impressive.
So I say,
It's impressive.
I say spell check it, grammar check it, and send it.
Yeah.
Now the only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't give you like we're in Boston, wicked hard, Harvard Yard, get in the car.
Right.
Mhm.
Like that was the we have these things called CTE, Centers of Teaching Excellence.
Oh.
And the guy came in, he said, you know, I'm from the South and it doesn't have any fuss and whiz fixed to I'll do that, you know. It doesn't have it cleans up all that
Right.
and it makes all of our language and all of our writing the same. Yeah, and I don't know that that's colloquial, I think they call it or something. They're like you know, Philadelphia, what time's the Eagles game? Jew, no Jew.
Oh.
Did you eat? No, did you?
Yeah.
This,
No, did you?
right? And then I've never heard the term whatnot till I moved to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard. It doesn't exist anywhere. Nobody calls soda pop except Western PA.
Yeah.
So we're not totally clean here. We have our own problems. Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Right?
Yeah.
Stollas. How do you spell Stollas?
Gum bands.
That's STIL. How
Right. Crick.
Crick. I definitely had a crick or a creek.
water affiliate. Like so, we all have our local language, and all that's getting kind of ruined,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I mean-
Pittsburgh also got rated as the ugliest accent in the world.
But who wrote that? Somebody from Cleveland?
Probably.
Yeah, who wrote? I always got to look at the methodology and look at who the author is.
Right.
Probably somebody from
Or
Cleveland.
Buffalo.
Yeah, probably somebody that hates Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
We got to take a break in the action. Got to give a shout out to Edgar Snyder and Associates. There's never a fee unless we get money for you. Edgar, you write that, huh? Look at me ad reading. You
I'm
like this?
impressed.
Yeah, thank you.
impressed.
Edgar's been around
Lawyers.
for 40+ years. If you or anyone you know has been hurt in an accident, call Edgar Snyder. 1-800-94-EDGAR. I think that's the number you see for billboards everywhere. Yeah, that is the number. 1-800-94-EDGAR. And also shout out to Oliverio Auto. Got a little car sponsorship. My
Nice.
guy Sal. Yep.
Nice.
Are
you driving one of those?
a Tahoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tahoe. I brought my wife's car today so I could get here quick and get home quick. It's a little faster. When I drive the Audi, the guys, I say Audi because I got corrected. I was in Arizona this weekend and I called it an Audi.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I guess
I
calls
thought
it
it was an Audi too. Yeah.
So, and someone's like, dude, what did you say? And I
What were
said,
you doing in Arizona?
A wedding. We had a wedding and, yeah, dude. We had some drinks,
Yeah.
but didn't get a chance to watch the USA win gold, which I'm devastated
Man.
about.
Yeah, that was something else.
And I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
Did anybody get a chance to watch it?
I watched
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Boy, the Canadians are crying.
Trying.
Wait, so what
They're crying
happened?
because Sid the Kid didn't play. He had a hang now. He couldn't go. And no, he really hurt his knee.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
but
it knee?
It's
Yeah.
his knee. Yeah, it's his knee. And they're upset about the 3-on-3 in overtime. They think that's diluted. You know, it was 3-on-3, not 5-on-5.
Yeah, but if they would have won, would it have been diluted?
Yeah, exactly. It would not have been complaining if they had scored the goal.
That's what I'm saying.
And the goalie for USA, the guy was just a stone
Connor
wall.
Hall.
There was,
Stay on his head.
he was impeccable. You
He'll
couldn't
be-
get past. Yeah, he was unbelievable. The funny thing was they were all scheduled to fly in through New York. It was the quickest way, but they circumvented and went through Miami because of the storm.
Oh yeah, then
Atlantic City has 2 feet of snow.
Jack
That's
Hughes
crazy.
probably still doesn't have teeth.
Yeah.
didn't he get his teeth knocked out in the gold final game?
Oh yeah.
Are hockey players the toughest humans in the world?
Oh
Yeah.
They're just crazy. They're crazy.
They
Football's pretty tough too. NBA maintenance day. How about those guys?
Oh my gosh,
I need a maintenance day.
we talked about
I can't go.
We talked about the maintenance day and these teams getting fined, and we also talked about the NBA All-Star game because we all think that NBA All-Star weekend is just a joke at this point. Like, what are we doing? Why can't they make, like, they have the best athletes in the world? The NBA are the best athletes. I will stand firm on that.
Yeah.
Why can't we make this entertaining for the normal person to watch with these freak show athletes? Like, what's going on?
I mean, they just tried to do like it was 4 separate mini games or something, and then it's they all like have the same agent. It's they're all like buddies off the court. It's like I remember I liked it when the Celtics hated the Lakers, and the Lakers hated the Sixers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pistons and the Bulls hated each other.
Yeah.
You guys probably start remembering some of that. I mean, and everybody's like just getting paid, right? I mean, everybody's getting the average player. You talk about TJ, the average player in the NBA makes more than $11 million a year.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to get them motivated to give them an extra 100,000 playing an All-Star game.
You're right.
Right?
Yeah. You're right. I mean,
it's like giving you $10 and saying, hey, you know, does that motivate you? Like, no, probably not, right?
I mean,
everything
over here.
Every penny,
you know. I'm a worker. Yeah. No, but you're right. Those interleague games that they have now, though, I heard each guy was getting $500K.
Yeah.
So, like, what's $500,000? You said LeBron James makes $500,000 every game,
whether he plays or not.
But what about the 12th man on the bench?
Yeah, then it's better for them. Yeah,
those guys are fired up. But it's like your superstars are, your 12th guy's not playing, but your superstars playing for your 12th guy to get a raise. Like, I'm not going to risk my body for.
Yeah. I remember 1983. It was my first year with the Sixers. We won the championship with Dr. J and that group. Wow. Do you know which each player got paid? In the championship team, the share, one share was worth $27,000.
What year was that?
1983.
What? 83. The whole team.
Each player, the share. You know how you get shares for the playoffs? They get paid for the playoffs. It was only $27,000. That's all it was. Here's even one way worse. Before we had free agency, which came in first in '76 with Dave McNally and Andy Messersmith, pitchers. 1972. Do you know what the average salary was in the Major League Baseball?
Oh boy, that was
72.
It's got to be like 9,000.
27,000 a year was the average salary.
Wow, a year.
My dad made $20,000 a year being the principal of Bristol High School.
Wow, that's wild.
Right. So you had a guy named Richie Hebner. He was a pretty good hitter for the Pirates and the Phillies. He had Mazeroski just passed away. Those guys had winter jobs to help pay their bills. I mean, it's kind of a hard world to even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Women couldn't even get a credit card unless their husbands co-signed.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Different time.
Yeah. I mean, only 8% of the women had a college degree. Like, we've come a long ways, rightfully so, in women's rights. Obviously, race relations in the 60s were brutal. We finally had the civil rights in 64. And, I mean, we have a long ways to go, but...
we're getting paid now, I'm not going to lie. Even our NFL shit, some of the stuff's crazy. And when you think about it for our NFL, like when you make the playoffs, for people that don't know that are listening, you know, everyone gets a game check.
Right.
An extra game check, essentially. So first round, I'm pretty sure it was $59,000 pre-tax, $59,000. But then you look at some of your superstar players, and they're playing...
Right, it's based on your salary.
No, everyone gets the same. Everyone in the playoffs in the NFL gets the same amount.
Oh, okay.
So
$59,000?
$59,000 for round one.
Right.
Or 58. It might be 61, whatever it was. But it was somewhere around that number. But then I'm thinking to myself, okay, so a guy on the minimum salary, you know, if you're playing for $1 million, you're essentially doubling your game. Like I'm playing for 2 right there, which is great, 2 for 1. But then TJ with some of my teammates.
Right.
They don't really... They're out there risking their lives with a helmet on, killing each other for pennies on a dollar to them.
Yeah, penny on the dollars, but you make your reputation in the playoffs.
Yes.
Right? I mean, then that'll lead to the big check.
Correct. Right. Did you see Sam Darnold? What happened with his...
He lost money.
He lost money by playing his... It was like 70-some grand. It was 70-some grand.
That's real? That was a real...
Yeah, that really happened, which is really sad.
That's crazy. Never playing San Francisco, never playing California again.
Yeah.
Super jock tax.
It affects... I mean, there's no state tax. When I worked at University of Houston, I had no state tax. So, like Seager, the Dodgers shortstop that went to the Rangers.
Seager,
the pitcher that's always injured for the Mets that went to the Rangers. It's like, who wouldn't want to play in Texas or Florida? Because there's no state tax there.
Right.
You know. If you're making $50,000 a year, that's not that big a deal. If you're making $20 million a year, not paying state tax, like I don't know. It's a better. Seager's contract is amazing. The shortstop of the Rangers.
Yes.
because he doesn't have to pay state tax, and he's making the same thing Turner's making.
So did you also Caleb Williams? Did you hear about this when the quarterback for the Bears? He was drafted 2 years ago. When he got drafted and was getting paid or getting his bonus, he wanted to put it under his LLC that was going to be in a different state, so where he didn't get hit with the Chicago tax.
Right.
To my knowledge, I might be missing a couple points here, but essentially that was rejected because somewhere in the contract said that wasn't allowed. Yeah. Did you hear of that? And what are your
no?
What are your
You're
thoughts
the first time I've heard of that. But
yeah, so he was
LLCs,
trying to,
with some investment properties. LLCs are good.
yeah,
It's a limited liability risk.
Yes.
Somebody slips and falls on your property.
right.
Yeah. And
He
he's
couldn't
trying
do
to shell money. Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't do it. They wouldn't allow it. So.
Well, I mean, I like the way he thinks, though. You
Yes.
know what I mean? He's got a good agent that way. He's
Right.
right. The one thing that came up, who's going to be the first $100 million a year player in any of the sports?
Oh yeah,
I think he has a chance. I think Williams has a chance. I like the guy from the Spurs, from who's the French.
Wembanyama.
I think he's got a chance.
I think he has a chance just because basketball is more of a world sport.
That's
Yeah,
what I think.
You know what I
that
mean?
basketball. That's
Like,
gonna
He
hit.
is the
different.
most skilled. Like, you guys don't remember Ralph Sampson. He was 7'4" also. Same.
Oh yeah,
But and Ralph did things that no one had ever done at that height before, because the body gets a little uncoordinated.
At that size,
But
yeah.
but the thing, when he gets that tall,
Yeah.
Wemby's
But he
incredible.
looks Wemby looks like a giraffe playing basketball,
Mhm.
right? I mean, like, he is the most skilled.
He's remarkable.
He can hit 3-pointers on a
6'3"
regular
guard and a
basis.
7-foot body.
I've never
Yeah.
seen a human play basketball like that.
and he's
He's
coordinated.
the greatest I've ever seen.
Have you
It
seen
wouldn't
the
surprise-
flexibility he has?
You're
His
His flexibility and all that. stuff?
and you look at him, and some of the bigger guys, like, you know what, I'm going to beat that guy up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take one to low block, and I'm going to abuse him
Yeah.
physically. I'm going to get. They used to try it with Manute Bol. Like, I'm going to get into his
yeah,
chest.
yeah,
The guy doesn't get injured.
yeah.
Right? He's like made of rubber. Like,
Yeah.
he just moves a certain way, and he plays all the games. You go back and look at John Stockton and Michael Jordan. 82,
Yes,
82,
every time.
82.
Man.
4 games in 5 nights, 82. Every year, 82 games played.
Yeah.
What about
He's like
what about these Japanese baseball players? Because I feel like Ohtani, he's doing both sides. He's hitting 60 home runs and throwing
Yeah.
shutout.
That is true.
Like,
And he was smart with his contract.
Another
He
world
gets only
sport.
paid $2 million a year.
deferred money.
Yes,
And
it's
of
all gonna
course,
come at the
of
end, so
course,
they
the
could
Dodgers
win.
like that because
because they
Yeah.
could win.
get to just
it's
keep
like,
winning.
hey,
It's crazy.
That's part of the collective bargaining agreement. You're allowed to defer money.
Yeah.
It's what you're paying that year. It goes against the luxury cap.
Yeah.
That sport's headed for a lockout.
Mm.
You heard it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy 2026 because there ain't going to be a 2027. They
Oh, really? This?
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
One group, the players union would like to have a floor, so the Pirates and some of the other teams
Yeah.
have to spend
Of
up
course.
to $100 million or
Yeah.
150, and then the owners would like to have a ceiling, very,
Hmm.
very similar to the hard salary cap that the NFL has.
Wow.
And the players union, there was something that happened last year. Bryce Harper from the Phillies,
Yes.
the commissioner came in to greet the group, and it was brought up, guys, look, we're good until the end of 26, but start thinking about a salary cap. Bryce Harper used an adjective and said, get out of our clubhouse. Just get out.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen. Because he's looking at a guy like the new shortstop for the Pirates going, I remember being 19 years old, and I had to wait 6 years.
Yeah.
Now, I knew there was no salary cap. I knew $300 million was in play.
Right.
There was a chance. He says, and now I'm not going to let Connor, it's Connor, right?
Connor Griffin.
Connor Griffin get hurt because I'm not being strong now, where the union protected me 10 years ago.
Right.
shout out to Bryce.
The
There
MLB's
it
going to lock out.
2027 might not
We're
happen.
done. Yeah, I agree.
And I've lived through 94. We didn't have a World Series in 94.
Wow.
Right? There was no playoffs in 94. They stopped
Really?
playing August 12th. Now, that was a strike. There's a difference between a strike and a lockout. A lockout is when the owners close the doors, we're suspending business, nobody's getting paid, it's over. The players struck there. They didn't have a contract. They said, well, we got 80% of our money in our pocket because we only get paid during the regular season,
Right.
and we're not playing anymore. And then they started the same crap up in April of 95, and then they all came together and said, wait a second, we're going to lose people. And it took Sosa and McGuire on steroids hitting those home runs to bring everybody back. That brought everybody back.
Well, if there's a lockout in the MLB, how many guys do you see going over to Japan and playing? Because I just asked, who did I just ask at the gym? Derek Law. I asked D. Law, I said, what do some of these guys get? Derek's a pitcher from Seton LaSalle.
Uh-huh.
He's bounced around. He's came on the podcast, but I asked, like, what do some of these guys get paid over in Japan? He said, oh, some of the baseball players, they get more money over in Japan to play. So, like, what wouldn't stop Connor Griffin from saying, yo, it's locking out. Why don't I go over to Japan and play for $10 million right
if
now?
it's there, or the KBL, the
Yes.
Korean Baseball League, where some people go over there. I mean, those years are gone. That's what the guy that played till he was like 50 years old. Who was the guy who played with Marilyn Mew?
Yager.
Yager. Jaromir Yager.
Best of all time.
04-05, we did not have a hockey season.
Yep.
04-05, there was no hockey, right? He went back to Russia and played in the best Russian league that year. Yeah, because he's like, I only have so many years to play. But he played like 30 years.
He just retired last week.
Yeah.
Did he
really?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna have to go. You only, as you know, it's a window of opportunity.
Yeah, and it's a small window.
Yeah.
And very small window. Dr. Dick, we could keep you here all day. We really could. I don't. Guys,
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
told
really
you,
appreciate
you're going to learn a
Yeah.
lot. His classes are like this too. I wish, I would have paid a lot more attention.
Right,
on this.
right.
No.
You might be in the NFL if you paid attention.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right, you are.
Me and Lee
Very good.
Bodden.
You and Lee Bodden, you're right there with Lee.
No, I'm not. I admit people.
These guys are good too, though. These guys, you guys bring it too. You jump in there right at the right time. And,
Try to.
Well, we appreciate
Like we're
that.
sitting at a bar or
Yeah.
coffee shop. We're at a
Yeah.
coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you were nervous about this. You asked, Carlos Ofka. You're like, well, what's it going to be like? And Carlos said, it's just a conversation. You had your mind already made up that we're millennials and we couldn't carry a conversation with you. And I think we just proved you wrong.
You three did prove me wrong.
Great. And
I love young people today. They're going to be okay. They're going to be okay.
because you saw us and we're going to be okay. Boys, anything else for Dr. Dick while we have
Thank
him
you
here?
so much for having me. This has been enjoyable. Over an hour. I think.
Over an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we can chop it up.
We're going to clip it. Somebody's going to clip it. What do you think the clip will be?
We're gonna have a couple.
We're going to
We're gonna have a couple.
have a couple.
We're gonna have a couple.
Just don't get me in trouble.
We won't.
Tenure's
great.
good. Tenure's a good thing to have.
Right.
Like, share, subscribe, retweet, repost Season 2. Dr. Ron Dick from Duquesne University, one of my favorite all-time professors.
You're very kind.
A humbling professor, to say the least. Thank you, everyone. Season 2 episode.
It's good,
though, right?